welcome back to my channel, The Young Black Professional. I'm so glad to see over 160 people have subscribed, so thank you so much. And we're just going to jump right into it. As usual, today we're talking about money and what the heck a financial journey is and how discipline really kickstarts that financial journey. Okay, so what the heck is a financial journey? What are all these people on the internets talking about when they're talking about their financial journey? So there is a movement called FIRE, which is Financial Independence Retire Early. And there are a lot of people in my generation who are millennials who are now subscribing to that and essentially want to kind of work and maximize their income years, which are really more so the younger years. So that way they can retire earlier than what is the conventional norm here in the US, which is usually around 56, maybe 60. I'll look it up and I'll put it in here because I don't remember off cuff. And there are more people now who are more conscious of how they make, spend, and save their money. So this is not to say that everyone who is on a financial journey is ascribed to that movement, but there are a lot of people who are interested in that movement. Maybe I'll make another video delving into it a little bit further later, but I personally don't know where I fall in this whole thing, so I can't give you any personal experiences, but I can tell you it's out there. It's a thing. There are tons of people that do it. I'll pop in some other YouTubers that I really enjoy that are a part of that movement. But for the majority of us, we're kind of in this space of figuring out how to save for retirement, pay our bills, pay down our debt, which can be student loan debt, usually the most crushing debt. And somehow in all of that, if you want a family, figure out how to raise that family, or even if you just want to live, period, you will have to at some point figure out how to manage your finances so that you can continue adulting if you are already an adult. Some of us who are just trying to live day to day can have our own financial journeys. And that really depends on what your goals are. If you have any goals in the near or short, in the short or long term, the near or far terms, or if you want to go on a trip, or if you want to buy a bag. No judgment here. I've been there, done that. But a financial journey can really help you start to take control of your finances and really have a greater understanding of where your money's going, how you're getting money if you have more than one income stream, and what it means to adult. Because eventually you're going to have to plan out things such as your housing. If you don't live alone yet, you're going to have to figure out how your money works for you in terms of saving for retirement or investing for the future, which I think everyone should do. If you're not doing it, again, there's no shame. That's just my personal opinion. I think you should be saving and investing for the future and for emergencies. But I understand that everybody's not. And one thing I want to mention about financial journeys is that they can change. Just like any type of journey, a life journey can change. You can change careers. You can change the hobbies that you have. You can change what you want from your life if you want. So a financial journey is never going to be one size fits all. And it's never going to be one size fits all because even if you're taking advice from one of the few YouTubers that I've mentioned in this video, they're not going to be placed in the exact same circumstances as you. So I don't want you to feel bound to somebody else's journey or that your journey has to go very similarly or exactly the same as somebody else's journey. But I do want you to be cognizant of your circumstances and to really take the time to understand what you want for your life is. So let's cut out all the bullshit of everybody else's picturesque lives on Instagram or YouTube or whatever social media it is that you're on, or whatever you're seeing all your friends and family do. What do you want your life to look like? And it doesn't have to be 10, 15, 20 years down the line. What do you want your life to look like in the next 6 months? Because if you're saving $100 a week in 6 months, I told you I was at my desk. I'm going to get my calculator out. So if you're saving $100 a week, there are 4 weeks in a month, and you're doing that for 6 months, you could have $2,400. Can you see that? You could have $2,400 more dollars than you would have had not saving or just spending that money. So that is me dropping the calculator on you. And just know that whatever you do should be for you. That's not saying you shouldn't care about other people, but you only have one life to live. Live your own life. Okay, now I'm stepping off of the soapbox. Let's talk about the first piece on this Money Monday, which is discipline. And discipline is the key step in starting any kind of journey. And it is something that I have a very much troubled relationship with discipline. So if you watch this other video, should be in the cards up here. I think it's up here. I don't know. Okay, so if you watch this other video on the problems with perfectionism, you will understand that I have a troubled relationship with discipline. And it's not that I'm not disciplined enough to do something, it's overcoming all of the thoughts in my head that prevent me from actually doing it. This is where discipline comes in. So you need to be disciplined enough to make the plan and do the plan. With discipline and a financial journey, the first thing you will want to know, what is the change you would like to make, why you want to make the change, and is there an end goal? So if you don't have a goal, you're not really, let me backtrack. If you don't have a goal, you may not consistently have the discipline to keep working towards something because you don't know what you're working towards. I would like to challenge you. This will hopefully be a 5-week series. So I'd like to challenge you to figure out what it is that your personal financial goal is. And once you have that, let me know down in the comments if you feel like sharing. If it's totally personal, just leave me a thumbs up emoji. Now, knowing what it is that you want to do and why you want to do it, those are going to be your driving factors. Those will always drive your discipline. So let's say you have a goal to start saving $100 a week for yourself. Just to put it in a savings, you're going to have to look at how much money it is you are making week to week and how much money you are spending week to week to see if you even have the $100 to save yourself. What I'm going to suggest to you, don't change anything these next 2 weeks. Okay? Do everything you normally do these next 2 weeks. As of whenever this video goes up, hopefully by the next month, you'll be able to see on your bank statements, on your credit card statements, on just maybe receipts, save all your receipts if you get paper receipts for the time being, where your money's going. So if you are the type of person to, say eat out a lot, you'll notice you're eating out a lot. Maybe you can stop eating out 1 day a week, or maybe 1 day a week you can bring in lunch. If you are into fasting, maybe you can fast for a day. or maybe, sun up to sundown, or whatever the parameters are that you would like to set on that. But that's one way to curtail your spending so that you can save more. We're going to go back to how you've spent your money. Taking a look at your personal financial statements, which are your credit card statement, your debit card statement. If you shop at any stores, and pay cash, look at your receipts. But you'll start to notice patterns, if you have any, and maybe you can tie those patterns to how you're feeling or to a specific event. So, for example, when I'm stressed or happy, I get ice cream, and I will go to Carvel or a DQ, sometimes even a Cold Stone if I'm feeling fancy, religiously when I'm really stressed or really happy. And the stress can be, man, I just had a really bad day. I need to unwind. Let me go get some ice cream. Me personally, I can tie almost each and every single ice cream I've had to a stressor, or a celebration, or me just being overly happy. That's one way I tie my spending back to how I feel or what I'm doing. Another way is if I'm bored or if I'm procrastinating, I spend money on clothes. Now, do I need clothes? No. No. Do I want clothes? Sometimes. Am I really wanting the clothes when I'm doing the late night purchases or the midday purchases that are completely unplanned and impromptu? Probably not. And I know I do it because if you've seen one of these videos, I procrastinate, and it's not because sometimes it's because I don't want to do something, but most of the time it's because I stress myself out overthinking about things. I can tie back a lot of my purchases with clothes, sometimes perfumes, to me procrastinating or me trying not to overthink about something. It kind of comes in as a crutch for me to not obsess over the things that I tend to obsess over. And that's not good either. That is not good. And even though I'm smiling through it, it's something I know that I need to work on. But I didn't know that I needed to work on it until I started looking at how I spend my money. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think I had a shopping problem until I really looked at how much money I spend day to day, or maybe not day to day, but week to week, month to month, on things I don't need. And again, there's no shame in it. Everybody does it. I get it. I do it. But what I'm telling you is when you really start to focus on having a goal or starting something new, or there's a shift in your life, you can really start to be more critical of the things that you're doing day to day. And in this case, wallet to wallet, pocket to pocket. No. Okay. This will relate to your how and your why. If you are trying to save money, you will understand how to save more money because you'll figure out where you're spending the most money and don't necessarily need to spend that much money. If you are trying to make more money, maybe you'll figure out based on your spending where you'll have pockets of time, or where you tend to take the most time and spend the most money. If you're pre-world mess, then maybe you spent a lot of money going out and drinking or partying or just hanging out. So you can curtail that. I don't know why that word was just so hard for me to say, but you can curtail that going forward. So in relation to that, and discipline being the keystone of your financial journey, you're going to have to make a conscientious effort to not do that thing that you've been doing, that you've been spending on, that you've been wasting money on, that you've been wasting time on, in order to get to your goal. In some cases, it's not even going to be an issue of you spending too much. Maybe it's an issue of you wanting to make more money, but kind of feeling like you don't have time, or maybe not understanding that you can sometimes be holding yourself back. This isn't always the case. It's not always the case, but sometimes we do hold ourselves back. So maybe you need to take some of your money and either invest it into learning a new skill or into new equipment. If you are trying to be a content creator, you don't have to invest right away, but if you have developed a following and you would like to create more content, or let's say if you're an artist and you would like to start commissioning pieces, you're going to need, let's say maybe you need new paints, maybe you need new acrylic paints, maybe you need new pencils if you are a penciler, if that's the word. I'm not an artist. Don't at me. But maybe you need new supplies for whatever it is that you're doing. If you knit, you're going to need new needles. Blah. If you knit, maybe you'll need new needles. If you crochet, maybe you'll need a new hook or yarn, whatever the case may be. Sometimes spending money isn't just wasting money. Sometimes it can be an investment in yourself. It all depends on what your goal is, and discipline is going to help you stay the course, because there will be umpteen things that will try and derail you from that goal. You can't do that when you are on a journey and have a goal. You really need to refocus and realign yourself with what it is you're trying to do. And that's why I said the how, well, the why and the how are really going to be your anchors for any financial journey that you're on. Whatever the goal is for you, make sure it's something that means something to you, because if it doesn't mean anything to you, your discipline is just not going to kick in. I'm going to keep it honest with you. Your discipline will fail you. So make sure it's a goal that means something to you, something that you actually want to do, and something that you can continue to go back to. That way you can be smart about things that you will need to cut out or things that you will need to start doing. So by the next one, I will have a goal for you as well, if I don't already share it in the comments, and then we can discuss in the following weeks to come. So thanks. I'm out.